this is Charlie from Adventures with Charlie, and today I'm going to give you my review on the 2021 animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie. Greg and his best friend Rowdy, they are starting middle school together. Greg thinks it's time for the two of them to stop acting their age. And so Rowdy agrees. And basically the rest of the film is just adventures of their life during middle school. When it comes to my relationship with Diary of the Wimpy Kid, I'm actually the one who's not that familiar. All I know is that I've read a bit of a few pages of one of the books, watched a bit of the first film for live action, and most recently, today, I watched the new animated one on Disney Plus. So it's safe to say that I don't really have that much knowledge when it comes to this franchise, other than this being a popular book series. So I wasn't really sure what to think of this when I first heard of the film, and I popped it on, gave it a watch, and it was okay. Nothing really groundbreaking, but nothing bad. It's a harmless, passable movie. If I can say one thing I did really like about this film is that it is with the characters. On the surface, these guys aren't really that great. I'll talk about, but their actors are pretty well done. Each of them are offering a good performance, and it's of like how they would sound if you read the books. It's like when you're reading a book and you want to act and feel like you're the character when you read it. You get into the role, and you fit right in. And these actors know what they were doing here, offering a pretty good performance, and that is well done. But I can't really say much about the guys themselves, especially with the main character, Greg. Not only is he the least likable here, but in this film, he's kind of like hard to like. He's constantly bossing his friend around, being mean, and getting into trouble, but and forgetting what to avoid. I think he knows best. And not like the worst character, but he definitely was hard to root for. And I couldn't really get myself into him. His best friend Rowley, however, might actually be the best character. So he's a bit childish, but like Greg, he's new to this whole middle school thing. And when Greg tries to fit it in, Rowley's not doing this is to make Greg jealous, only because Greg was just getting jealous at him for all the wrong reasons, in my opinion. But he does show more about the film's message of friendship. As for the rest, I can't really say much, to be honest. The most else we got are Fred, okay, either the creepy girl who is on the other side of Greg's street. Roderick, who seemed interesting at first, but the film quickly forgets about him after the first 10 minutes. And a group of teenagers just that bully Greg around. Not only just added into the film can have a group of villains, but if you cut them out of the movie, nothing would have changed whatsoever. But it would still be the same thing, but with these interesting aspects back out of the way. And as for the story, mainly itself, it doesn't really have much of a story. It's just random events that happen during Greg and Rowdy's love in their first year of middle school. It's not really that exciting. Not to mention that when it does try to have a story, the film quickly becomes predictable. You have the friendship that has its ups and its downs, and they're trying to fit in to be the cool kid. The liar reveal, and much more. When it uses tropes like that, it's hard to really get invested with a story like this. But you know what's a big problem with this film? It's runtime. The movie if he runs at 60 minutes, aka an hour. Now, an hour runtime doesn't really harm a film. Thomas managed to make his films pretty engaging, and even if they were reduced to an hour, some of them are really good on their own. However, for this film really brings in the problem with its pacing. There are sometimes it has to go fast so it reaches that 60-minute mark. While other times it feels like it's dragging on and on. However, if there is one thing I can say that is good about this film, story, is that it could have been worse. In fact, it actually does a good do that bad. Mainly with how it executes the moral of friendship. Yes, it's a typical friendship lesson that's been done to death in animated movies. But I can't see how Disney tried to put in a good message with this film. And while it can be have its ups and downs, and when they are at their ups, the friendship between Greg and Rowley can actually be engaging. Not really memorable, but something that you can really get into and can actually bring in some enjoyment and heart to the film. And then there's the movie's animation. So, honestly, am I the only one who thinks that this movie looks weird? The animation ain't bad, but yes, it's sometimes hard to look at. Now, I'm not criticising the designs. They do stay true to the books with the cat, and the characters have models, also like us CGI versions of stop motion puppets. It's in my opinion. I found that to be pretty clever. That and the film does sometimes goes into the hand drawn, like it is illustrated from the books. Not only is that pretty clever, but even though it's just at the beginning and the end, it's actually done really well. Like Greg's writing this in his diary, or journal in his case. But for the rest of the film, it can be hard to look at. Yeah, the designs do stay true, but I feel like some of them, there's a bit too much detail, and they can be hard to look at. With the character animation, it's really, the movements are just a bit too moving for this film, as the characters' movements can be all over the place, like flexing the body. It just feels weird. And there isn't really much I can say about how the film looks with the backgrounds. Mainly what you get with the setting is the middle school, or Greg and Rowley's neighbourhood, Greg's house, Rowley's room, and that's pretty much it. Not to mention how the school doesn't really look that interesting, to be honest. It's not really terrible animation, but it isn't really interesting animation. So overall, this film really didn't get much into my interest, and I didn't really get into it in my interest of the franchise after I watched it. The 2021 animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie is a film that's trying to do its best by staying true to the books, but it's not really that interesting. Yes, it can have a nice executed friendship model, but the story barely exists, and when it does, it has elements that have been taken from other films. The designs can be fine, but the animation can be weird to look at, and the actors did a good job. But some characters, especially the lead, are really hard to get into. My best recommendation would depend on how you feel on the books and the live action films. If you're someone who likes the books, or just likes the live action films, or like both of them, then there's a good chance that you'll have more out of this than I did. If not, then I'd say that you won't miss much if you choose to skip this one. I won't admit that it's bad. It's actually okay for what it is, but it ain't that interesting of a movie. And that's what really earns this film a 6 out of 10. Nothing really bad, but nothing really memorable. Right, I've got to go for tea now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!